Megan.
How you doing?
I'm well, and you?
Doing well. Well, I'm really excited to spend some time with you this morning. Can you tell me a little bit about why we're starting these conversations with our team members?
Well, look, I think we've set forth a lot of initiatives recently. We've got a lot going on at the new home company, and I think as we really work to grow and scale this business, I think this is a great way for me to reach out to everybody, deliver a consistent message at the same time. As we continue to grow and scale this platform, it's going to become harder and harder for me to be everywhere I want to be at the same time. Mm-hmm. And so I think, having the opportunity to sit down with you, talk to our employees, and really make sure that everybody is on the same page is the goal going forward.
So most recently, we identified 5 pillars of the new home company, one of which is entrepreneurial. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Well, look, I think entrepreneurs are creators, and creators of businesses, creators of processes, they really drive change in our day-to-day lives, our country. And I think, when I think about entrepreneurs, they're highly driven, ambitious creators that take risks that others are unwilling to take. Mm-hmm. And, the reality is not everybody here is going to go create a business, but I think there are traits of entrepreneurs that we can all harness in our day-to-day activities. And as we're trying to grow and scale the new home company, thinking as if this was a company that we created is really my goal. And so I think, being innovative, thinking differently, trying to, solve problems that exist in our day-to-day business lives and harnessing that entrepreneurial spirit to try to achieve results that are better than our competition, and doing it in a way that really gives us all a bit of a buy-in into the end product is what I'm trying to achieve with those pillars. And at the end of the day, if I think about the most successful people who have really changed the home building business, they're the embodiment of entrepreneurialism. And so that's really what we're trying to do. And I think this is, at the end of the day, a very local business. Mm-hmm. And we have to understand that while there are certain things that we want to try to do consistently as a company, there's still, at the end of the day, a local aspect to this business. And I think, our leadership teams in our local markets, and everybody throughout those organizations, are gonna help us succeed and achieve our goals by doing it a little bit differently than our competition, and candidly a little bit differently than we operate in each and every one of our markets. But that core principle and tenet is something that was really important to me, and I think it was there's a reason why it's the first pillar for the new home company. We have growth goals for each one of our markets. They're not the same. Mm-hmm. They're never going to be the same. You can't compare the land market in Seattle to the land market in Southern California to the land market in Phoenix, but every one of the markets that we operate in are important to us, and growing those markets to scale. And scale means something different in every market, but generally speaking, it's top 5 to top 10 in each one of those markets. And we've got a sponsor and partner in Apollo that wants to continue to invest capital into this business. Apollo will be putting incremental equity into this business to help us continue to grow and achieve our goals. And that support is directly attributable to the actual results that we've produced over the last 21 months since the ownership took place. It's very much something that people should appreciate as a differentiator as a private builder today.
Can you tell us a little bit of why we changed direction with our design studio?
And look, I still think choice is incredibly important, and design and personalization of a home is incredibly important for buyers. But I think there's a couple things to think about. One is, home buyers today in a rising interest rate or a fluctuating interest rate environment, they're looking for a shorter overall purchase transaction, mm-hmm. right? The idea of, true a la carte, design center, selections, works well in a build to order model, mm-hmm. where you're selling effectively dirt, allowing somebody to pick their home, their plan, mm-hmm. personalize every aspect of that home. What we saw over the last 12 months were there were buyers who were in escrow for 12 plus months. Interest rates went from 3% to 7%. That whole process created a lot of frustration for a lot of people in the industry. Right now, we've had incredible success, with this needs-based buyer focusing on, building and starting homes on spec, and still allowing people to come in after the construction process has already started and personalize the things that they touch and feel, and do it in a way that they get great value. And I think one of the goals of Insignia and the design package presentation is to give somebody an opportunity to not spend hours or multiple appointments going through what could be an overwhelming process, but have curated design by our design teams, who are some of the best in the industry, put forth thoughtful designs that are relevant today. We can price those to be highly attractive and value add to that consumer. And candidly, we can do it in a single appointment. I mean, and we can demonstrate everything that we're offering in our model homes. And I think that that's going to ultimately create a better, transaction. The reason why we changed our fiscal year was something that we're focused on what this company can achieve 3 to 4 to 5 years from now.
Right.
We still set, goals each and every year, which, are really set so that we can make sure that we're on the right path and trajectory to achieve those long-term goals. The reality, though, is, I've been doing this for 25 years. When you set a deadline for a goal, like it's the old cramming for a test, I hate to say, is we always end up pushing a lot of our production right up until kind of that fiscal year end. For more than 20 years, I worked at a company that had a calendar fiscal year end, just like New Home did. And I don't think I appreciated it until I'd taken a little time off between selling William Lyon Homes and coming together with Apollo on this opportunity. But 2020 was the first holiday season that I actually was able to enjoy with my family. And I think as owners of this company and managers of this company, like, we have to appreciate that, our teams in the field, our sales teams, our construction teams, our customer care teams, they put so much into, the end result of our homes that, from Thanksgiving till New Year's Eve, a lot of them take little to no time off. Our escrow teams are closing houses, Christmas Eve, the day after Christmas, New Year's Eve. Like, for me, that was a real goal. Hey, let's try to make sure that we don't, ask that much at the end of the year from our team members in and around time away from their families at the holidays.
Lastly, I just wanted to kind of talk to you about your expectations for our team. We most recently changed our fiscal year end. We're kind of coming up to the summer and then, the end of September. What do you need out of our team right now?
They can keep doing what they've been doing. I think, we've done a great job this year of, selling homes and closing homes and building homes. Good news is it feels like cycle times and supply chain are getting better. They're not perfect, but they're getting better. I think, where teams are ahead of pace on sales, what can they do? Well, we can try to get incremental revenue enhancement to try to make the fiscal outcome of those closings a little bit better.
Raise those prices.
Look, but look, we've also got other places where, hey, we might need to try to sell a few more quick move-in homes because we've got a few more specs maybe than we had anticipated. But like, at the end of the day, it's keep doing what they've been doing, and I think. We've got a great opportunity in every one of our markets to achieve the goals that we put forth, at the start of the year. And I would just ask everybody to keep doing what they've been doing. And remember too, it's a little bit of a nuance, and I'm guilty of it too. Is, look, at the end of the day, we're producing homes. These are we're not manufacturing widgets, and we have to remember that. We're the last, handmade, manufactured product really, left, and it's also the most expensive, and it's an incredibly emotional process for our consumers as they're going through this. So, look, I think, keeping some humility and grace as it relates to our customer, understanding that as we move towards our fiscal year end, even though it's now September versus December, it's still going to create a stressful environment for, our teams, and, we can all as team members, come alongside, one another and, if you can help pitch in any way, shape, or form to make sure that the team achieves the goals, that's all you can ever ask for.
Great. Well, I really appreciate the time. It's been a great dialogue, and look forward to our next one.
We'll try to keep these going on a regular basis.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Megan.
Thank you.